Hey guys, so I decided to make a review on After by Anna Todd. I hated this fucking book with a passion. It is just shit. Now, just a little before I get started on my rant. I knew of it. I heard that it was bad, but I'm the kind of person who likes to make my own opinions about stuff. I know it had, I've heard it had a horrible relationship. I had watched a little bit of the first movie. The only positive thing I would say is that the movie pissed me off less than this book did. If that's, if you want to take something positive out of this video. I mean, if you don't know what it is about already, it's about a sheltered girl who goes to college, meets a douchebag, and falls in lust. That's essentially the entire book right there. The writing, I would say it's far better than Midnight Sun, but it's a worse book in that the relationship is far worse than in Midnight Sun, because Hardin is a manipulative piece of fucking trash. He's controlling as hell, and throughout the entire book treats the female character like trash. I mean, all the other characters in this book, they seem to exist only to put these two characters together. They only exist to continually force these two characters into situations, like the roommate of what's her name, Tessa. She seems like the only reason she's there because she's Hardin's friend. So she is only there so that she can continually bug Tessa to go to parties with her, where she eventually meets Hardin. She also gives Hardin one of her key, and he lets himself in wherever the fuck he wants. Doesn't matter if Tessa doesn't want his ass there, he'll be there. But yeah, I mean, Hardin's stepbrother, who apparently didn't like him the first, part of the book, suddenly is okay with him. So, he's sitting there and trying to push, Hardin, and Tessa together, talking about, oh, I really think Hardin loves you. Fuck you. I mean, overall, most of the characters, the other characters, I couldn't get really pissed about, because, I mean, they weren't really that developed, and it just felt like they're all there to push this shit relationship. Yeah, and I'll kind of go more into each of these characters as I go along and talk about Hardin and Tessa as characters, because there are instances throughout the book where these characters, the author continually tries to build up these characters, or make these characters look good, when in reality they're just shit. So I'm just gonna start with Tessa. This bitch is a piece of shit just like Hardin. She has a boyfriend, Noah, and apparently he's a good guy. He's faithful. The only really sin he seems to have is the fact that he wants to wait until marriage to have sex, which it's not for everyone, but it's your right. If you want to be in a relationship with someone else, you kind of have to have those talks, and you have to be on the same page about that. And apparently Tessa had no problem with it before, but douchebag comes along, then suddenly, I guess, Noah's too good for her, I guess. So she cheats on her boyfriend. So she cheats on him, continually kind of strings him along. When it's revealed that she's cheating on him, he understandably is hurt and leaves, and she goes crying and begging him to take her back. And so, him being the guy he is, gives her another chance. And what does this bitch do? Well, she continually ignores his text and goes and fucks around with Hardin again. Even though one of the agreements with them getting back together was that she stay away from Hardin. And of course she'll continue to cry about how great a guy he is and how what she's doing is wrong, but then we'll not give a fuck because Hardin's there. And the big climax is when Noah comes to her apartment because she hasn't been responding to his texts. A little bit understandable, seeing as how they're in a, rocky relationship right now. Well, she arrives, and she'd just been fucking around with Hardin. And Hardin, being the piece of trash he is, comes barging into her room. He follows her the entire way. He's pissed because she decided to leave his drunk ass to sleep, but she left him sleeping. So that was apparently a trigger for this piece of shit. She couldn't fucking leave him sleeping. He had to stay with him, and so he comes barging into her apartment, where they find her boyfriend. He pretty much forces Tessa to come to reveal the relationship to her boyfriend. And this is the fucking fucked up part about this chick. She's crying and trying to act all sad and all this about her boyfriend finding out she's cheating yet again on him. Until Hardin, implies that he's interested in Tessa. So when Hardin reveals that he's interested in Tessa as more than just, he wants to be, I guess you could say, they want to be a thing, boyfriend and girlfriend. This bitch pretty much tells Noah to take a hike. I guess now that Hardin wants her, and she can get the D, then suddenly it's perfectly fine to just dump your boyfriend. Tell him to go fucking take a hike. So yeah, this is when I said, fuck you. You both deserve each other. He treats you like shit, but you treat everybody else like shit because of him or for him. And so yeah, she's a piece of trash. And she treats women like trash if she feels that they're a threat to her getting with Hardin. There's this chick that always appears, of course, at the party. She's obviously only there to make this dumbass jealous. She calls her a whore. She calls her a skank because it's implied that her and Hardin has had a relationship. But of fucking course, she continually talks about how trash Hardin is, but of course, she thinks he's attractive, so of course he's gonna treat him better than this chick. Completely ironic coming from this bitch who fucking cheats on her boyfriend. She apparently thinks she has the moral high ground to call someone else a whore, so, well, guess we know why he likes her, because he's just as trash as him. And Hardin? Oh man, I can go on forever on this piece of crap. So Hardin, there's a lot of qualities that I hate about this piece of trash. So Hardin, well, he belittles everything that she fucking likes and does. So if she likes some music, he'll trash that. He doesn't like the way she wears it, or what she wears, so he'll fucking mock her for that. He just mocks her for everything that she does or belittles her. Of course, I'm sure the authors or you could try people will try to pass it off as a joke of kidding, but it's not. It's fucking making someone feel like shit about shit they like. She even she knows that he doesn't like the stuff that she likes that she wears. Because she outright acknowledges that if she wears this thing or she tries to listen to this music with him around, he'll hate it, and so she'll change her behavior to try to avoid that. That's not a fucking good relationship. He's controlling as hell. He continually tries to get Tessa to do whatever he wants. And he does it by belittling her and wearing her down, by gaslighting her. And I just fucking hate this dude. Like I said, he gaslights her all the time. He makes her feel, he makes her feel like the relationship has progressed to the next level before pretty much mocking her for thinking that. So, you know, she thinks there's something going on between them, that they're kind of, there's, I guess you say he likes her, but then he'll mock her for that, and the biggest moment for me was, she believes they're in a relationship, and she goes to this party, and she sees him with another chick on his lap, and he sees her, and then they go into this room, and they pretty much have a blow-up fight. She comments how she thought he loved her, and this piece of shit mocks her, talking about how, why would I love you? You really think I would love you? Shit like that. And so she tells him to fuck off, and she leaves. And she's getting into the car, and this piece of shit comes running out, declaring that he loves her. So he'll fucking mock her and make her feel like shit, only to fucking claim that he gives a shit about her. And that's what I'm talking about. The fucked up thing is that she continually talks about how she doesn't like to be around, or she doesn't like herself when she's around him. She feels like shit when she's around him. She's always crying when she's around him. He outright acknowledges that she has said that. He talks about how, you know, oh well, I know that you say that you don't like yourself when you're around me. But, of course, he spins it around and makes it about him. Oh, well, you make me better. So, apparently, I can treat you like shit and make you feel like shit. But that's not right, because it makes me a better person. I mean, he never respects anything she said, despite the fact that he continually, throughout the book, tries to get her to come back by saying that, hey, I'll listen to what you say. So he already knows he never listens to what she says anyways. But then he never listens to her throughout the entire damn book. He tells her to stay away. Throughout the entire book, she tells him to leave her alone. But this fucker, he won't. He's a stalker. At one point, I'm telling her, fucking go get a restraining order and kiss his ass. He uses his key to get into her room after she tells him to fuck off. It gets to the point that she threatens to call campus security to get him to fucking leave the room, and it takes her roommate pulling his ass out for him to finally leave. And of course, after that, he continually goes to events that he knows that she will be at, forcing her to either go there and be confronted by him, or just change her plans and prevent herself from going to the events that she wants to, because he might be there. And of course, he still finds a way to fucking force her to see him, because she'll go to his parents' house for dinner, because apparently now they're friends in the book, and he never wanted to go there to have dinner with her father, but he knows she'll be there, so he goes there and forces her to fucking confront him. even though she told him to fuck off and leave her alone. He continually grabs her throughout the entire book. That was a fucking a common occurrence. Got to the point that one time she threatened to slap him if he touched her again. Another point, she did actually slap him. And like I said before, she actually threatened to call security on him. So that's you know, the sign of the great relationship, right? A guy who won't fucking leave you alone and keeps grabbing you every chance he gets. He even gets drunk and then kisses her. And when she tries to escape, he refuses to, and even mentions how he was physically stronger than her, so she couldn't escape. And so, yeah, this is pretty much the entire book. Him just forcing himself on her, following her around, torturing her, tormenting her, until she'll finally fucking get with him. And then that's the thing. It seems that the reason why, because later in the, like, towards the end, they finally get together. It seems the reason he treated her like shit so much was because he fucking was attracted to her, but he did not think that she liked him. So when it's revealed that, when he finally believes that she likes him, that's when it's implied that they're, you know, finally happy. So apparently he treats her like garbage in the entire fucking book because he finally realizes that she loves him. Fuck this book. Oh God. Not only that, he's violent. He'll get into fights. He got into a fight with Landon, the stepbrother, who pretty much has done nothing wrong other than, you know, his mother. His mother is with his dad. And what's stupid ass about this stupid fight is that it's implied that suddenly, I guess, helps him and Landon, or that's a guy's name. Him and Hardin finally work out the differences. They beat the shit out of each other, so now they're good. He later tells Tessa that he really thinks Hardin loves her. He's also possessive as shit. He gets jealous whenever it appears that Tessa is interested in someone else. So she goes and goes on a date with, I think his name is Zed or some crap like that. And when he finds out and she goes to confront him, he gets very fucking possessive and he gets very invasive, talking about, hey, did you sleep together? Did you sleep together? Fuck you, it's none of your business. Oh God, this book was such shit. I cannot understand why anybody would find this piece of trash romantic. Why they would feel sorry for this piece of trash. I know his backstory. I know they fucking had the parents there to give him this is sob story. But apparently the only thing that, his only backstory is that, oh, he was a troubled child. His father was an alcoholic. It doesn't matter if his father's trying to make up for what he's done. His mother was, I guess, her father left her, divorced her mother and left him. So that means that he can treat other people like pieces of trash. That's my thoughts on him. Just like my some of my thoughts, besides these two characters, are trash. I know this. I guess some people would probably claim that this was supposed to be like a difficult relationship. This is supposed to be abusive, but the thing is, Hardin's treats her like shit, and it's played off as romantic. It's not actually played off as if this is wrong. I know there's a book. I can't remember the name. but it's about when a female character who in the past was in a relationship with her teacher, and she's kind of coming to the realization that it was abusive, that he groomed her to and got into a relationship with her. But that book was portrayed as negative, as abusive. But this book, it tries to paint it as romantic. So that's why I fucking hate this book. It makes it even worse is that in the beginning it's implied that Tessa's father was abusive. He was a drunk, that he would beat her mother. And yet we got this dude who at one like one or two times he gets drunk and becomes physically violent. So yeah, it's just so fucked up. And something else that pisses me off is that towards the end of the book, Tessa's mother finds out that Tessa broke up with Noah and is hooking up with Hardin. Well, she comes to confront Tessa. And the kicker, the cherry on this shit cake, is that Tessa actually acknowledges that her mother is manipulative and controlling, and she even talks about it at the beginning, hinting that she knows her mother's controlling. And she stands up to her and tells her to fuck off, essentially. But this bitch lets this piece of trash control her and manipulate her for the entire fucking book, and still gets with him. And then acts like, the mother is the fucking villain of the story. This bitch either is blinded by the D or just doesn't give a flying fuck. So, if you want to see my opinion on this book, this is, that's my, one word, my thoughts of this book. It's crap. And I'm not even gonna give it a 1. I'm gonna give it a 0 because it's trash. Honestly, I actually listened to the audiobook. And I only had like 4 hours left in the audiobook. And I dreaded reading that rest of this crap. And so I just said, fuck this, and I stopped. So I didn't actually finish the book. But yeah, when the majority of the book is him just treating you like shit, treating the character like shit. I know there are like 5 books in the series. This author made me hate this character so much. I don't want to fucking read anything else about this piece of trash. I don't care if in the second book he goddamn saves the world. I'm not gonna read this bullshit character. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this book. I am now gonna go get something to eat and hopefully just read some fucking fan fiction that actually is fucking romantic, that actually has a healthy relationship, because it's fucking shit, isn't it? Anyways, if you like this video, just give it a like, and I'll see what else I can do, what other books I can read that I think you might like me to talk about. If you like this video, just subscribe and you'll get notifications for all my reactions I'll do. I'll be doing it on a lot of different shows. But yeah, other than that, you guys stay safe out there, and have a great night. Bye.